Well, I shuffle around trying to get comfortable. I think I might be fighting a losing battle, though. My back is pressed up against the wall and I'm starting to get a cramp in my legs. Today I saw one of my friends, Noelle.
The quiet one who likes drawing?
That's right.
The one you still haven't sent a letter to, even though I kept telling you it'd be for the best?
Yeah, that one. I squirm, my face flushing. One thing I appreciate about Saki is that she never minces her words. She means everything she says. However, this can be a curse as well as a blessing. Saki's been on my case to write Noelle for the last 2 years, ever since I told her I hadn't done it. According to Saki, ignoring a girl who was supposed to be my best friend for such a long time is bad form. Completely cold and callous, and ungallant. It is. You're a douche.
Yeah.
I tried to counter, saying I wasn't all that gallant to begin with, and Saki rolled her eyes and said, "It's just the principle of the thing." No, I never did write to her.
Well, at least you got to talk to her. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, I suppose.
I can't imagine she was too impressed to see you, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, you left without saying goodbye and you ignored her for 2 whole years. That kind of treatment got to sting. I wouldn't be surprised if she was holding a grudge.
Well, I thought that might be the case too, but she seemed to take it rather well.
Then she's kinder person than I am. Either that, or she's a really good liar.
Noelle doesn't lie. She isn't that kind of person.
Maybe she isn't the kind of person to tell a lie maliciously, but if it's a little white lie to save your self-esteem, who knows? Maybe she thought you'd feel bad if she scolded you, so she tried to brush her own feelings under the rug.
I've done it. Maybe she was upset with me.
Unless she's some kind of saint, I say there's a decent chance. Like, 99% or so.
It's that high, huh?
Well, I can't say. I've never met your friend before. Everything I know about her I've learned through you, and second-hand accounts are never as reliable as first-hand experience. But if I were in her shoes, then I would be mad at you, Atcchan, no matter how frail and little you are. I'd be really, really mad.
Huh. I'll try not to get on your bad side then, Saki.
See to it that you don't.
Well, shit.
I'm rather good at holding grudges.
I feel a deep shiver creep down my spine. I don't doubt that at all. Given all of the gory movies Saki's seen, I'll bet she has a great deal of knowledge on exactly how to settle those grudges, too.
Uh-oh.
She watched Saw. He should be concerned.
She probably does.
Maybe that's why she didn't want to tell me. Maybe she's mad at me.
Tell you what?
Oh, I went by her house today, and I noticed in her front garden there was a for sale sign. I think she might be moving.
Huh? Now that is interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was really shocked, but I draw my knees up underneath my chin, wrapping my arms around them. I balanced the phone in the crook of my neck, pressed between my ear and my shoulder. I tried to ask Noelle about it, but she didn't really tell me all that much. Amu never told me in her letters either. It all feels like some big conspiracy.
Maybe she didn't tell you because she didn't want to talk about it. It might be a painful subject. I mean, you never told Noelle you were moving either, did you?
That's true. That thought has crossed my mind.
Then don't feel upset she didn't want to confide in you either. It has been 2 years since you two last spoke to one another, after all. She might have felt too awkward.
I did think maybe it would be hypocritical to complain. I tried not to pry too much, even though I wanted to know more.
Well, it's a start. Based on how you treated her, I don't know if you have any right to start demanding answers.
Heh. You sound like you think I'm a bad person, Saki.
I don't think you're bad. Not really. In all honesty,
She wants your butt. Saki swallows. I can hear it through the other end of the line.
I like you. I think you're a sweet person, and thoughtful, too.
That must have been the hardest thing she's ever said. It was a compliment.
Yeah. You certainly worry about others a lot. But at the same time, I think you can also be quite self-centered.
Self-centered?
With all the fretting, I mean. I know you can't help it. It's just part of who you are, but sometimes you worry so much that it stops you from doing the right thing. The thing that you know you should do.
Like saying goodbye to Noelle. Like keeping in contact with her. Like being a good friend. Slumped down against the wall, curled up on myself in a ball. My hair is still damp, but not as much as before. I think the after effects of that sauna-like soak are beginning to wear off. I think you're right. I'm sorry, Saki.
Hey, you don't need to apologize to me. You've never hurt me like that before.
That's right. Saki wasn't the one I hurt. It was Noelle. And now I'm gonna have to pay the price, whatever that price may be. I hope I haven't bothered you anyway.
Huh? Of course you haven't bothered me. Why would you think that?
Because, I don't know. Listening to my worries must be quite boring. And I don't want to be a pain.
You're not a pain. If anything, I'm glad you confided in me.
You are?
Yeah. I'm dying for some proper company. I've been surrounded by children for the last 2 days. I don't know if I can take it anymore. My sanity points are taking a serious hit.
Critical. Huh. I'll try to hurry back as soon as possible then.
Yes, please do. Otherwise there may be a massacre.
Is it really that bad?
It's not just bad. It's awful. I'm at the end of my rope here.
Well, just try to hold on a little longer. I'll be back in 2 days.
Only 2 days, huh? I'll mark it on my calendar.
Saki laughs that dry, humorless laugh of hers, which brings a small smile to my lips. Although it's only been a couple days, I think I miss Saki too. I've never really realized before, given we've spent so much time together over the last 2 years, but her sardonic sense of humor and sarcastic asides really do help keep me going. I really do appreciate her, and I rely on her too, more than I ever thought. I blink in surprise, pressing my hand against my cheek. It feels warm, and I don't think it's from the bath. I'm blushing. I was like, is he bleeding? That was sudden.
Hospital! Quick!
Shot. I lie in my futon in my grandparents' home just as I did the night before. It was nice seeing Noelle again, even though it was a complete surprise and I was a little nervous at first. Do I want to see her tomorrow? Yes, of course you do. And what about Amu? She can wait. She's been getting letters and shit this whole time.
Yeah, forget about her. Get your woman.
Get your lady. I only have 2 days left. That isn't very long at all. Noelle or Amu? Do I need to make a choice? Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah. And yet, despite my constant worrying, the next morning comes inevitably just as it always does. I'm far too small, far too insignificant to halt the rising of the sun. My minuscule worries have no bearing on the rest of the world. And so life keeps on going. Nice house.
Yeah, it is very nice.
I would love that house.
And clean.
Yeah. I start to clean around my grandparents' home, dusting the shelves and wiping down the tables. Partly it's because I want to help my grandparents, but it would be a lie if I said I didn't have any ulterior motives. Yeah, I was about to say he's stalling. I'm stalling for time. I'm doing this because I don't know what else to do. As such, it feels a little awkward when my grandfather compliments me for being so helpful. Ah, it sure does feel refreshing after a good tidy up. Thank you, lad. Oh, you're welcome. I seem to be talking to myself. There's no need for the formalities with me, silly. You're a real help.
Oh, now he's being helpful.
Now he's being nice and not a total fucking D-bag.
Wow.
Gramps.
What
But
a
he's still wearing that
360.
stupid ass outfit. Oh, it's short sleeved. It's a kimono.
Ugh,
Over a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, get out of here.
Gramps, you are blind as fuck. Of course, I was gonna clean all this up eventually myself, but this gives me a less work to do.
Chump.
Yeah. Whoa.
No laughing.
I'm sorry. Oh, it's no trouble. You know something? No, I don't know anything at all. Even though you look so little, Chio's right. You really have grown up to be a fine man, haven't you? I guess looks aren't everything.
Wow.
Back to being a dick, Grandpa.
Ding.
Well, I don't know about that. And modest, too. It's an important asset. It'll make you popular with the ladies. I'm not that popular. Well, you don't see many men quite as modest as me, I'll mark you that.
Wow.
So modest, Grandpa.
Wow, dude. Toot your own horn, why
Ding,
don't
ding,
you?
ding, ding. In terms of modesty, I really am the best.
Okay, stop. You know, your ego is filling the room,
Yeah.
sir.
That's why Chio loves me, because I'm so modest.
How many times are you going to say that?
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Grandpa laughs, clapping a hand on my shoulder. But you're getting there, so don't give up hope. Every little bit helps. Slipped out a voice there, sorry. Yes. Aren't you getting tired of cleaning, though? Oh, no, I don't mind. I'm happy to help, really. Really? I'm surprised. Why? I thought you'd want to go off and see your friends. Hey, now you get to feel guilty. Woo! He's on your ruse. He's on to you. You don't want to be shut up in here with us old folks, do you? Isn't the air here too musty?
Ugh.
Grandpa's musty.
Grandpa and his must.
My grandfather smiles, and yet, although he's trying to be kind, I start to feel anxious. Dude, you need to get some therapy. Get some therapy, take something for that. Does he want me out of the house? This dude overthinks shit more than a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. No, that can't be it. I know I can be annoying when I put my mind to it. Of course, everybody can. But I can't have irritated my own grandparents that much after only one day.
They're not irritated. They're worried about him.
Yeah. He's just concerned about me.
Yeah.
He knows my time here is short. That's foreboding. So he wants me to make the most of it. I remember. Amu said she had to work at her parents' cafe until 12:30 p.m. today, so even if I went to visit her now, she'd still be working. I could go and tease her a little. Maybe I could ask her to serve me like a real maid.
Oh, wow. That's probably a bad
idea. She's gonna hit you right in the face. Might be fun to tease Amu since she's always poking fun at me.
I don't think you'll...
Bev, don't poke the bear, dude. Don't poke the bear. You do say an eye for an eye, after all. Not that I meant to pull out one of Amu's eyes.
Yeah, that'd be going a little too far.
Yeah. Then there's Noelle. She asked me if I wanted to go out yesterday. Maybe I could go by her house and see if she's there? That might be a good idea.
That is a great idea.
That is a fantastic idea. Do it.
Make amends since you don't like to write letters.
Yeah. Although I kept in touch with Amu via letters, I didn't speak a single word to Noelle during my 2 years in the city because you're a dick.
Because you do not know how to woo your own girl.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot to catch up on.
You sure do.
What should I do?
Go to
Noelle. Don't even hesitate. Just fucking click on that.
Go Noelle. You fool!
You're a damn fool, son. I find myself staring up at the grandiose, slightly overbearing structure that is Noelle's home for the second time in these last 2 days. Just as before, the large sign that reads "For Sale" is displayed in the front garden, A firm indication that what I saw yesterday wasn't some kind of delusion or dream. Noelle's family really is moving away. That's the truth. For some reason, the sign makes me feel anxious. It's not like I'm superstitious or anything. Sometimes I flip through the daily newspaper to look at my horoscope, but that's about it. I don't take things like that too seriously, they're just a fun distraction. However, it's almost as though that sign is some kind of omen, a portent of misfortune. Although it's a fairly warm sunny day, it seems oddly cold here. Maybe that's because of the sheer size of Noelle's home. Perhaps it blocks out the sun. Or maybe the sun is too intimidated by the size of her home to shine near here. Noelle's home is the biggest building in the whole village, and it's situated a little way apart from the rest of the houses, which all coexist together in a cluster. Noelle's home is cold and aloof, just far away enough from the rest of the village to make it feel like it exists in its own alternate reality. Now that I think about it like that, I'm starting to feel creeped out. Was that really just the wind against the back of my neck, or was it an invisible, ghostly hand? Ridiculous. I'm being stupid. These thoughts are completely useless, worth even less than manure. You couldn't even fertilize a field with the contents of my head, so there's no point in pondering this any further.
Yeah, darn right.
Yeah, give it up. Shaking my head in derision, I try to drive away the rest of my weird thoughts. I stride forwards with a new sense of purpose down the front path and right to the front of the door. I stand on the doorstep and knock. There's no reply. I wait there a while, arms hanging at my sides. I'm standing so stiffly that I must look like a scarecrow, which might be useful talent if there are any birds around here that needed scaring.
Caw, caw, caw.
But there are. Noelle's home remains quiet, desolate. A wasteland. Is anybody home? I raise my fist again, ready to knock, but this soon proves to be an unnecessary action. Standing in the entrance is a woman. She's tall to an almost intimidating degree, and the serious expression on her face doesn't help.
Oh, it's her mother.
Yeah. Her hair is long and blonde, tied back into a ponytail so tight her forehead looks unnaturally taut.
Ugh.
One of those. She's wearing a pristine white blouse ironed without a single crease, and a pair of tightly fitting black pants that is in equally perfect condition. It's Noelle's mother, Cicada Lucy. Nice kitchen.
Here you go. One more marshmallow tea.
Ooh, marshmallow tea sounds lovely. Mrs. Cicada places a willow-patterned cup of freshly brewed tea, complete with matching saucer, down on the kitchen table before me. I bow my head in silent thanks, my face flushed pink. Somehow, it feels wrong accepting tea brewed by the hands of this woman. She seems so incredibly perfect, so completely above any other person I've met, that having her serve my tea makes me feel like I'm being waited on hand and foot by a real member of royalty. It's not as though I asked for the tea, however. I didn't come here and start barking orders at her. If I had, I doubt she would have listened to them. Mrs. Cicada ushered me into the kitchen of her own accord and then asked me if I wanted anything to drink, before I even had the chance to get my bearings together. I thought it would be rude to reject her offer, especially as she'd already started rifling through the cupboards with an army-like efficiency, so I weakly muttered the name of the first tea that came into my mind. I can't bring myself to say anything. Instead, I just sip my tea in silence, watching as Mrs. Cicada pours herself her own cup. It's really interesting to watch her. She doesn't waste a single movement and does everything with poise and grace. She makes even a simple task, like pouring water into a cup, look like a work of art. This person really is incredible. She's incredible, but at the same time, frightening. The kitchen doesn't help soothe my nerves either. The stark white walls, clinically clean surfaces, and modern coffee maker sitting on the side makes me feel like I'm not even in the same village anymore. Noelle's home feels like a completely different universe, separate from anything and everything else. It's a strange world where not where... Okay, sorry, my bad, dude. I can't... There's so much narration in this. It's a strange world where every single thing is in its proper place, not a speck of dust in sight. An odd, sterile environment which lacks any real warmth, infused with the smell of detergent. It feels more like I'm in a hospital than in somebody's house. That or a spaceship. The atmosphere is oppressive. My fingers tremble when I reach for my cup of tea. My eyes dart around uneasily, unsure where to rest. Once Mrs. Cicada pours her own cup of tea, she takes a seat facing me on the spotless table in the center of the room. The two of us sit together in silence in her cold, impersonal kitchen.
So, I see you've come back.
She probably hates me. Yes, I have. Not that I need to confirm it. That much would be obvious, getting that I'm sitting here right now.
That's good. I think Noelle missed you quite a bit.
I'm sorry?
Oh, no, there's no need to apologize. You don't have to be so formal.
Mrs. Cicada offers me a small smile. Her voice doesn't sound like she's smiling, dear. Soften it up a bit, man.
She's probably...
Yeah. However...
she is frightening.
However, it gets lost in this cold atmosphere of this room and none of its warmth reaches me. It's probably one of those people that can be smiling and they still look like they want to kill you.
So, how long are you going to be here?
Well, I have to go back home tomorrow.
Ah, so not very long at all. I suppose you want this old woman... don't want this old woman keeping you, then.
I flinch. I might have been thinking something along those lines, but... I don't think you're old at all.
Well, thank you. That does make me feel a little bit better, I suppose.
With a stilted laugh, I turn my attention back to my tea. I want to drain my cup as quickly as possible just to have an excuse to get out of here.
Still, I really can't thank you enough.
Thank me? For what?
For being Noelle's friend. She doesn't have many of them.
Huh?
I don't think Noelle has been feeling too well lately. She's been quieter than usual after you left. I'm worried that she hasn't been able to make friends with other children in the village.
Mrs. Cicada looked troubled. I start to feel even guiltier for wanting to escape. Even though Mrs. Cicada is quite a serious person, she certainly isn't a bad one. It's clear that she does care about Noelle.
Oh. I apologize, I guess, if it's awkward to talk about such things. I might have been a bit unfair.
No, it's alright. I don't mind.
It's just, I do worry about my own daughter. She's always been so quiet. She's never been very good at talking to others, and I get concerned about it.
Oh, it's alright. I'll be Noelle's friend.
I know you will. You've already been a good friend to her. A very good friend.
Well, I don't know about that. She's a little bit quiet, but that's no problem. I like being with her. And because I like it, there's no reason to thank me. Since I enjoy being with her, I'm benefiting too. Although saying it like that makes it sound like a business merger. What do I mean, benefiting? I smile awkwardly, unsure whether I've worded it right. It's hard to get my point across. I guess I just react badly to being complimented. It makes me anxious. If people compliment you, it means there's a greater chance that you will let them down in the future. Compliments seem to weigh even more heavily when they come from a woman like Mrs. Cicada. And why should she compliment me for spending time with her daughter? Makes it sound like a chore. Being with Noelle isn't a burden. It was fun. Every day with her was so much fun. I really didn't do anything special.
It might not seem like anything special to you, but I appreciate that all the same. On behalf of my daughter, I would like to thank you.
Oh, well, If you're sure, but really, being praised like this, I don't know if it's fair. Can Mrs. Cicada truly honestly say that I'm a good friend to Noelle? How can I be a good friend when I betrayed her? Mrs. Cicada stands by the sink washing the used teacups. Her blonde ponytail bobs with every movement, not a tendril out of place. The sound of running water fills the kitchen. It's comforting, though I'm not sure how. Maybe it's homey. At least it makes this place feel less stagnant, less sterile, less detached from the rest of reality.
Thank you for humoring this old woman. I'm sure you didn't have to come here because you wanted to talk to me.
I still don't think you're old, you know.
That may be true, but I am old enough to know better.
Huh? Mrs. Cicada continues to clean the inside of the cups with a flannel cloth over and over again in a circular motion, but she looks distracted.
I shouldn't have burdened you with my troubles. You're just a little boy.
Hey, I'm not that little.
You are compared to me. I know it isn't right for me to burden you with my worries. It's just...
Mrs. Cicada sighs again, her shoulders drooping.
I really don't know anybody in this village. It's such a tightly knit community, and I feel like I'm still considered a stranger even after all these years. It's claustrophobic.
I don't say anything. I don't really know what to say. Mrs. Cicada finally turns off the faucet. The sound of the running water fades away, enveloped by the silence that rushes to meet it. Once again, everything is deathly quiet. The house really is in a secluded area, isn't it? If a person feels isolated already, living in a place like this, where not even the sounds of cicadas can reach you, must only serve to make you feel even more alone. I can imagine why Mrs. Cicada feels unhappy living out here. Maybe that's one of the reasons her family decided to move. I'm sympathetic towards this, but at the same time, I'm anxious. What about Noelle? How will she cope if her family uproots her and moves her somewhere else? I keep thinking back to the for sale sign in the garden. I can't shake this ominous feeling that I have about it, no matter how hard I try. The worried look on my face must have been obvious because Mrs. Cicada frowns, clicking her tongue against the roof of her mouth.
Are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine.
Are you sure? You look a little pale. Would you like me to get you some medicine?
No, I don't think I need any. I'm good. Mrs. Cicada doesn't look fully convinced, but she relents anyway.
Well, if you're sure...
I'm sure. There's no need to worry. She purses her lips, arms folded. It's the same face Mom wears whenever I tell her I'm too sick to go to school. Unconvinced.
Noelle never tells me when she feels ill either.
Well, we are kind of alike.
I suppose so. That must be why you get along so well. Maybe it's something I'm too old to understand.
Miss Cicada sighs, turning her head away from me. For those few brief moments, she looks unusually unsure of herself. She really is worried about Noelle. That much is obvious. But, if that's the case, why is she leaving? Hey, I was wondering.
Yes? Do you want me to get you that medicine after all?
No, it isn't about that.
Are you sure? It isn't any trouble.
It seems that Miss Cicada is quite a doting parent after all. No, I was just curious. I hope you don't mind me asking, but...
I won't know if I'll mind you asking until you ask it.
True. You can't argue with logic like that.
No. I'm a very difficult person to argue with.
Damn, son.
At least that's what my husband says.
Okay, then. I can imagine. Oh, not that I'm trying to sound rude or anything. I wasn't trying to offend you.
No offense taken. I prefer it this way, being ever so slightly intimidating. It means people take you more seriously.
Mrs. Cicada smiles. I wonder if she's joking or not. I can't tell. Even so, I can't help but smile back, my face flushed light pink. It's just, I noticed your house is up for sale, and I was wondering if you're planning to move anywhere. A pause.
Yes. That seems like a fair conclusion to take from that piece of evidence.
Huh? That was an oddly roundabout way of confirming my statement. The expressions on Mrs. Cicada's face, too. All of a sudden, it started to look strangely grim. I should be careful with my words. It might upset her if I ask the wrong question. We gotta know why, man.
Why?
We gotta know why. I have to know why.
Alright. Yeah. But, unfortunately, well, I'll just pick this choice, but yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. And make a new one.
Oh, my feelings.
White box. Huh.
I can't handle this, man.
Oh man, that's white box. I don't know what to say about that. It's just really weird